Hey guys, welcome back to another week of Minecraft. This week, actually it's been a couple weeks since I recorded a Minecraft video because I've just been playing other games. Didn't have much ideas for this world. Originally I was gonna make this into like a Bowser castle thing. And that's what the sign is for, which I'll take away in a bit. But basically, I just kind of thought that that would be kind of unoriginal, and I wanted to do something pretty creative here. So what I decided to do was make kind of like a shopping mall kind of castle, kind of like combination of like modern design with kind of this old theme of a castle. Not sure how exactly it'll turn out, but I think with every project, I like to start with the entrance because it kind of gives me like a theme to work with for the rest of the project. And so that's what I'm going to be working on today. Mainly using quartz and then trying to give it like an expensive feel with like the glass and all that. Um, Obviously, I allocated quite a lot of land to this project, so I expect this project, especially with like the amount that I put into it, probably probably at least 3 months for me to finish. Might be later, might be earlier. Yeah, again, I mean, I don't really play Minecraft when I don't feel like it, right? So today I'm just feeling motivated because I actually have like a idea for a project. So that's why I ended up working on it. So yeah, just gonna fast forward through building this thing, and then as I'm building, just like I guess life updates, you know. Um, Actually, this winter it's pretty excited because I bought plane tickets to go to Japan, and still planning out like what exactly I'll be doing there, but definitely want to spend some time in Tokyo, and then some time in places I've never been to before. Whenever I went to Japan, I usually went to like visit my family, right? So that would just be like Mie and Tokyo. And so I never really went to many places outside of that, except for one time during like a school trip I went to Kobe, and that was fun. But definitely want to explore more of what Japan has to offer. So yeah, it's like I think in the wintertime, like in the summertime, I would want to go to like islands and like especially like Ogasawara Shoto, but Ogasawara Island I think in English. Um, but this month or in the winter, it's just like kind of harder to figure out. Definitely want to try out skiing. I think Kai, who lives in Nagano right now, I think Nagano is pretty known for skiing, so it'd be cool if we could do like a ski thing, spend a day on that as well. Um, I actually don't have that much time, uh, because my ticket's from the 19th of December to January 6th. So it's around 2 weeks and a little bit of time. And then with the jet lag, obviously, you probably lose like 1 or 2 days because of it. Luckily, it's Monday through Friday, or I arrive on a Monday and I come back on a Friday. So it's not like I'm going to work right after I come back, right? That's kind of what I planned out for. Um, Actually, one thing that's a little bit annoying is that like because of like the required PCR test thingy, it's hard to Monday is kind of like kind of sketchy in the sense that like it has to be like the test has to be 72 hours before you go on the plane, but some places aren't open on the weekends, so didn't really think about that, but hopefully it shouldn't be too big of a deal. Uh, but yeah, there was like a friend in that I went to like Tapioca Express with the other day, and apparently she has some ideas for where I could go. Like, I think her family is in Tokyo or something, and so she suggested some like places in Tokyo. So yeah, definitely gonna put that in recommend consideration. But yeah, I think Japan's really fun. It's kind of I don't know. I feel kind of privileged, I guess, that I'm from Japan because really like it kind of has everything you really want in terms of touristy things. Obviously, living there is different. Like, I don't know if I want to work there, especially right now when their economy is kind of down bad. But as a tourist, there's like so much to do in Japan. Like, you can you can pretty much go anywhere and you won't feel unsafe. Obviously, like there are exceptions, and I think they're pretty easy to find. Stuff like, unlit roads and whatnot. But for the most part, it's not like you're gonna get shot at or anything. Um, so yeah, Japan's really safe. It's really convenient. You can travel around without having a car. Um, it's really cheap too. Like, I think my mom, when she went there this summer, like she had like a bento that was like 300 yen, right? And that's like a whole meal for 300 yen. Um, and so that's like 300 yen in this current exchange is for like $2 and a little bit. And like for me, if I buy like a milkshake in downtown Seattle, it's like $9. So it's like it's like why is I guess maybe the question is like why is it so expensive here? Then why is it so cheap in Japan? But um, yeah, definitely looking forward to that as well. And the exchange rate is really good. Um, like I think some of my friends are like trying to cheese it, right? They're trying to like make exchange right now so they can get a good return on it later or something. Yeah, I'm not too much into that, so good luck to that. Good luck to them. But let's see what else happened this week. Yeah, no, not much else. I went to like a hiking trip on Saturday. Pretty much like every week, I try to do like a hiking thing with my with one of my Japanese friends, and we went to this trail that was supposedly moderate difficulty. Like usually we do like hard ones, so it's not too bad. But um, so it was moderate, and it was really easy for the most part. But then we did like a detour along the way, and so we like didn't even notice, right? It's a good thing that I noticed after a while because I took a break and I pulled out my phone and I realized that we're like completely off the trail. Because that trail would have led all the way to like the highway, and then you'd have to like turn back, right? So it's like that was really close to being like really bad. Um, so that was like an extra 1 mile to the trip. Um, Total of like 8 miles. It was pretty chill. I picked it because there was supposed to be a waterfall, but looks like it's dried up already, which is kind of sad. It was just like a super trickly, like just like wet rocks. Like there wasn't much to look at, but it was still fun. It's a pretty close by trail, and yeah, that was the second thing I did this week, and then I just worked. One day I did like I put like a bug in production, and then that was kind of stressful trying to like undo that. But the thing is like now that we have like a QA team, it's not as easy as just like fixing it and then pushing it. You have to like fix it, wait for them to review it, and then push it. And they're based in Armenia, I think. So it takes some time before changes get reviewed. So that's kind of a little bit frustrating, but at the same time, it's actually good because it's better than pushing another mistake to production and then having to fix it again, right? So anyway, like it's cool to learn more about like how development is actually like set up, right? It's not as easy as um just like writing code and then pushing it. There's like a lot of ways to like make sure that the process is like efficient and like not you know like not risky, I guess. So stuff like basically before you can push a commit as like a request to merge, um, we do this thing called linting, which is basically like checking for style and like checking for like unused variables and all that. So I thought that was really cool. Another cool thing is like the pull request thing in the first place. It's just like you can't just like immediately push your code. You have to like make sure that other people approve it before you can add it to the code base. Um, yeah, I mean I think it's interesting the way things work. Um, there's so much to learn, and I'm basically just like barely scratching the surface. I talked to one of my senior software engineer coworkers the other day to get some help, and also I just asked him about like how he got to where he was, and he was just talking about how he basically like learned every single new technology that came out, and I'm like, Yeah, that's a lot of work. Yeah. So I think like the idea is I'm gonna start working on some like side projects. Both because I want to get like, more experience with coding, but also because I think the idea is worth investing time into. And you might hear more about it in like the coming weeks as I start drafting what it should look like and all that. But yeah, excited to work on that project as well. And yeah, for this project, um, as I'm working on this, I'm just like, man, every time I start a project, it's like so massive. Maybe I should just like do a bunch of like smaller projects. But at the same time, the smaller projects are like they're easy to get done, but at the same time, I don't feel motivated to do them because it's not as accomplishing. It's kind of like hiking. It's like I can go to the easy trails and knock them out, but the goal, at least for me and a Japanese friend, is that um, we want to climb up Mount Rainier, right? And actually, we think it's not that difficult, because there's like the hiking route to Mount Rainier to the highest point that you can go by hiking, but there's also like the rock climbing side, right, or mountain climbing side, where it's actually like more dangerous and you actually have to bring tools and train and all that. But for the hiking side, it's like 8.2 miles. There's a lot of elevation, so I mean, it's definitely difficult, but I feel like it's doable in like a year or a couple months, perhaps, maybe, if we're, doing a hiking trip every day, or not every day, every month, every week, sorry. Um, so yeah, that's where I am at. All right, I guess I'll just see you guys next week. Bye.